As many of you know, in about 2 hours from this video being uploaded, I'm going to be debating Richard Spencer on the Heel Turn program, which is now going to be his official program. It was like a different kind of show before, but now it's going to be the official platform for Richard Spencer. Now, something happened that I kind of didn't expect. An overwhelming amount of hatred thrown at me for choosing to debate him. I mean, like, literally, like, not even, like, the alt-right is actually being very intelligent about this. Not so much intelligent, but as they're being grown-ups about it. They're welcoming it. Yes, okay, debate him, kick his Marxist ass, whatever. But Marxists have acted like complete children over this. They've repeatedly attacked me for, why are you platforming Richard Spencer? Well, I hate to break it to you, but, Richard Spencer has a far larger audience than I do. He is actually platforming me. But don't let that fact get in the way of mindlessly attacking me. So it's amazing. Oh, Jason Unruhe, you're irrelevant. Nobody cares what you say. You're nobody. But all of a sudden, according to them, I have a bigger audience than Richard Spencer, which is the implication from their statement of saying that I'm platforming him when the truth is the opposite. So it's amazing the amount of ridiculous inconsistency in the personal attacks. Now, really the main criticism, if you can call it that, I'd call it an emotional outburst, is me giving credence to a white supremacist. Now, I don't think maybe a lot of these particular Marxists, the ones that are acting like children in this situation, realize that the right is rising all over the world. I mean, maybe they've noticed that, particularly in Europe. And isn't the alt-right becoming even more powerful in the United States as, you know, they're literally killing people. You know, the guy with the car ran people over, just got sentenced to basically life. You remember that happening? The election of Doug Ford in Ontario. The Faith Goldie running for mayor of Toronto on literally a white supremacist ticket. Perhaps these same people would care to pay attention to that kind of rising ideology. Will I be there to punch Richard Spencer in the face? No, it's going to be online. It's a debate. This is where ideas are challenged. This is where I guess for the lack of a better term, the marketplace of ideas are going to collide. And there's nothing wrong with that. Is your ideology so weak that you wouldn't be able to stand up to Richard Spencer? Or are you so insanely jealous of the fact that I'm going to debate Richard Spencer that you have to throw so much bloody shade at me? Now, one of those people, who shall remain nameless because he's not like famous or like an online personality or anything, so if I give his name, he's just going to get attacked en masse. Basically, some hipster who came at me with a really passive-aggressive attack. Why are you platforming Spencer? To which I've already answered, actually. He's platforming me. I'm not afraid to debate ideas. I will go out there and debate. I debated Sargon. I debated our socialism, by the way. Couldn't handle the debate as like adults. I have gone on Press TV and debated the American Institute for Foreign Policy, you know, a Washington think tank, and a former member of, I can't remember whether he was a former member of the Pentagon or the CIA. I think it was probably the CIA. Michael Lane, the guy that I usually debate when I go on Press TV. So I'm not afraid to debate. You want to clash ideas, I'll show up, I'll throw down. And that's exactly what I'm doing with Richard Spencer. I will debate. I'm not going to like do this complete garbage like, oh, you should only punch a Nazi. Like, I'm not against punching Nazis, but that's not what this is. This is a debate. This is an exchange of ideas, of which I am not afraid to participate. And I will engage in debate. So it's very sad that this is the kind of reaction that was thrown at me. And by no means is this just something thrown at me. Caleb Mopman, a little while ago, he debated a Nazi on stage, face to face, Right there, ideology v. ideology. And they attacked him just the same. For what? For getting up on stage and willing to fight ideology to ideology? This is something that should be shunned. Since when were we afraid of debate? There's been no Marxist in history that was afraid of combating ideas. Marx himself fought endlessly against counter ideas. You've got even Bernstein, for as wrong as he was, still did it. Lenin fought ideas. He fought the friggin' Second International, fought against the entire Second International by himself and won. Stalin was one to never back down from debate. And no, I'm not comparing myself to Lenin and Stalin. I'm saying this is the tradition. We are not afraid of debate. We are not the ones that get emotionally out of control and then shut things down. That's what Tumblerinas do. That's what liberals do. That is not what we do. And that is certainly not what I do. Unfortunately, that tendency seems to be very strong within the, let's face it, First Worldist community. Look at the member of the Communist Party of Canada who attacked me for it. Saying, you're communist, referring to me as a communist, quotation marks. I find that really funny coming from a person who is in a party who runs in elections for the government, yet at the same time claims to be Hojas. You know, the whole Euro-communism is anti-communism, anti-social democracy. Like you don't engage in those elections because you legitimize them by doing so. That's why I think that's a wholly and ironic claim coming from someone who's supposed to stand for revolution, isn't a party that runs for office. But I digress. Really, this whole kind of nonsense that you're not supposed to debate is utter nonsense. I'm not saying that there shouldn't be street violence. I'm not saying that there shouldn't be counter protests, counter rallies, and counter organizations. Of course there should. But when the realm is ideas, a debate, you should be able to stand on your own 2 feet and know enough about your own ideology to be able to counter that of the enemy's. And maybe if you can't do that, maybe you should put more time into figuring out what it is that you're supposed to ideologically stand for and learn about it, and spend less time mindlessly attacking people online who can do the job that you can't do. Maybe that should be it. Because this kind of, I refuse to discuss anything and I'm not going to talk to anybody, that's what liberals do. That's what Tumblr does, and that's what, frankly, a lot of Twitter does. Well, I don't do that, and we're not supposed to be doing that. We are supposed to be debating ideas. We are supposed to be confronting. And that's what I intend on doing. I intend on standing face to face with Richard Spencer in internet terms and debate ideology to ideology. Not the constant name-calling and insults that's used against me by First Worldists, but to debate ideas. Now, I've noticed that. I have done better debates, more reasonable, adult, intelligent debates with Sargon of Akkad than I have with our socialism. And that's a shame. That really is a shame. The best argument against Third Worldism I ever saw was from a third positionist group in Europe. They actually came with real arguments instead of, yeah, but my job at Walmart sucks, like Kevin the phony Rashid. Granted, Kevin Rashid didn't actually write it. It was actually Tom Watts who writes Kevin Rashid's articles, but I digress. There's something really wrong here. If the people who want to be of our ideology don't want to actually debate in good faith, and they really should, because when the alt-right is doing it better than them, then there's something wrong. And I know you're going to run around in your little Facebook group claiming, oh, look, Jason Unruhe's dick riding the alt-right. Remember something. I'm the one that's debating Richard Spencer. I'm the one who's going to do the work. I'm the one who's going to stand toe-to-toe ideologically with him, not you. You're going to sit there on the internet and call me names. Okay? Why not do that? I mean, this is supposed to be, isn't like YouTube one of those platforms, broadcast yourself a time when someone can potentially debate ideas. I mean, ideally, that's what YouTube should be. I mean, let's face it, YouTube is a cesspool of Let's Plays and whatever PewDiePie is supposed to be. I don't even know anymore. But come on, we got to raise the level of discourse. We do have to be better at this. We need more Finn Bowles, okay? We need more Jason Unruhs. We need more Dem Socks. We need more Caleb Maupins. For all the issues that I would disagree with Caleb Maupin on, we need more Caleb Maupins. We need more people who are willing to step up and honestly discuss ideas, even against those who are opposed to our ideas. Because we're supposed to be the great debaters. We're supposed to be the ones who bring the revolutionary science. If we've got the revolutionary science, then what are we afraid of? We're the ones who have the correct ideas. We have the ones with the correct way of thinking to investigate and to discover the ways to reduce and eliminate all oppressions. If we have the revolutionary science, why are we the ones acting in this manner? Now, I expect that out of ANCAPs. ANCAPs are... and they act like children, obsessively. But we're not supposed to. We're supposed to be better. So you know what? Maybe go out and find your own Richard Spencer. Find a white supremacist who's willing to debate honestly and carry out a debate with him. And as a final word, no amount of harassing me, calling me names, throwing insults at me, doxing me like Marxist memes did, like Anarcho-Pac did, like fucking Lefty Pole has done a couple times. No amount of that is going to stop me from engaging in honest, real debate.